That's right. Indeed, it is. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to having really just this debut here for Fortnite. I was a last minute fill in, and I'm excited to see the Pirates versus the Brickies. I believe they are correct.
That's the worst thing that's ever.
So
That's the
we've been
worst
playing a
thing.
little bit of shadow puppetry here on the tugboat. I believe now you can hear him. Say hello, tugboat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, a classic. Man. Shout out to production staff, Connie and Taylor. They have to deal with this literally every single week. I'm so sorry. Hello and welcome, folks. IE Fortnite semis fall 2025. Greensburg Pirates taking on the Hobart Brickies. We'll talk a little bit about that name here in a second. Before we do, I want to give a big shout out to Zotac. Yes, Zotac Gaming. Yes, we want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for supporting Scholastic Esports in Indiana. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming for helping helping us bring this to you by giving them a shout out over there on social medias. Make sure to join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or Zotac USA when you post. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. I'm a little upset because this is literally like 5-6 times in a row here on IEN. It's not the most professional of things. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Sami Nami, what I was talking about earlier is I'm very excited to work with you. I'm not sure why my sign is doing that either on my camera here. Everything is going crazy here. Everything production-wise. All the ones and zeros are flying through the air the wrong way.
Listen, that's why I have this background cover. You can't see what's going on here because it's just going to be madness behind me. I got
That's smart.
too much to hide.
That's smart.
In any case,
let's hop into Fortnite here. Yes, we are in the semis. We have the Greensburg Pirates taking on the Hobart Brickies. Big shout out to A. Comer and Nick, the Greensburg Pirate coaching staff. These are middle school players, so of course we'll forward them as their tags. No name is necessary. Looking at the the Hobart Brickies, excuse me. Shout out Jay Reno. Shout out Coach King. Shout out Coach Jay as well. They're in the semifinals now here, Saminami, and as we know, no esports team finds greatness without some support and without some coaching.
Well, certainly not. I mean, I got my own little personal experience coaching on a little bit of the higher levels, but I love to see it come down to really the foundation of it all. And I think that you really got to give that credit, as you just mentioned, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication that a lot of production, coaching, and staff put forward into all of this.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Once again, a shout out to Taylor and to Connie for producing away, making our jobs as casters that much easier, and putting up with my BS. Let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest here. We're taking a look at this game mode here. We have box fight, then gunfight, then zone wars. I'll quickly explain these as these young folks are getting set up for this one. Box fight will be a large rectangular room. There will be builds and edits, but it only goes up 2 floors, so if you're trying to take it to the stratosphere, unfortunately, you won't be able to get that high.
Unfortunate. Really, actually, was really looking forward to some really tall builds. I've seen a lot of TikTok clips, YouTube clips of a lot of these build outs, so I was expecting that.
Worry not, Saminami. We'll be getting that one in Zone Wars. Before we go there, Gunfight will be coming up. I was saying this in the pre-show. This kind of reminds me a little bit, almost like Counter-Strike Valorant a little bit. There'll be a whole bunch of like walls, completely indestructible walls all the way across the map in Gunfight. Each player will have the same exact hardware coming out to this one. 1 life per round, and then they'll go, and no heals or shields as well, no builds, no edits as well. So it's really just all down to hardcore skill and aiming. Zone Wars will be getting a little bit of what you wanted, Saminami. To the stratosphere, I say. To the stratosphere.
Yes.
Plenty of builds in that. and it'll basically be like the last like third or so of a regular Fortnite game, except that these players will be able to select all of their hardware, all their shields, all their heals, and all their movement abilities or explosives. That's how they're going to go with it across those 5 rounds. Now we'll be playing like a best of 15, but again, worry not, we'll be playing all 15. Just the team that takes 8 rounds first will take the W. Let's get on into it.
Yep. Already starting up with our build here. I mean, I'm liking the angles. Got a lot of slopes, and there's your first shots going on out. Not going to be finding any meat to the bone there, but they're right on the other side. One little mistake,
Ooh.
there it is. Going to be able to find that initial damage, getting the knockdown.
Not just a knockdown, getting out of this one, taking a shot themselves, and staying at 2 health. Once again, they will have some heals. We'll have some shields. We're on board with Cam. Trying to get on through does with the teammate now, and this is going to be nice and confusing. So last week, they all used the same skin, right? Saminami, that was made it really easy to tell who was on the same squad. That's not going to be the case today.
Unfortunately not. We don't get that nice purview, but you will see the change thanks to the health and damage taken. Already going to be running it on in there. Maybe try to go for an aggressive forward push. Maybe see if they can catch them from behind, but it's a wide angle that you're seeing them take. Not a great situation to push against, but I think they're just going to push their way on through.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta press W. Cam Demand gets that in their sights, finds some, and then ends another one. So Cam Demand taken out of this one. We're on board with KX as of right now, as they're just trying to find a way in edgewise. Cornered out, nice shot. That's gonna be a fantastic first W for the side of Hobart.
Oh, that was a huge turnaround. If you were taking a look, tracking how that went to start, Hobart had lost 2, I believe, from the get-go, and then you saw the Pirates. They started to take a really aggressive forward kind of play, but yeah, no, Hobart brought it all the way around, flanked them, and found the double elimination to finish it off with a triple.
Really just kind of putting the squad on the back a little bit right there, Saminami. Speaking of, KX has continued to mail shots across this map. I mean, now a little bit of pressure forces that player to turtle up. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, just the accuracy. I'm very impressed. In these kind of third-person games, I always find it's really hard to hit those critical shots. So they did like a meat amount of damage to their opponents there.
On board now with this Pirates player sliding in, and that's the wrong move. Shotgun blast to the chest, and that's going to be enough for this Hobart squad to put together 2 rounds back-to-back, Saminami. In between rounds, I want to talk a little bit about this one. A Bricky, yes, I've done some learning here today, Saminami.
Oh, do tell.
A Bricky is a hard-working individual, which is, of course, an homage to the historic brickyards there in Hobart, Indiana. So a little bit of a local feel to it, the Bricky.
Oh, interesting. It very akin to what I would often hear locally myself, to the shipyards and the ports, the harbors, if you will.
Would it be a shippy over there?
I wonder about it. I think it's just a ship hand. They don't have quite the guff off of the naming convention, but it seems we got a bit of action going on there. Someone seems to be in trouble. Oh, I think someone is down instead.
Interesting. So we had these split pushes and kind of different tactics coming into previous weeks. So what Greensburg does there, and I like this too, because after a certain point, and especially there's only 5 rounds in this one, right? So after 2 rounds, you really have to think about changing something up. So I mean, what I'm thinking is they went with the split 2-2 kind of look at this, and it's just like 2 duos trying to apply pressure from different sides of the map. Greensburg, these Pirates. I like the tactics to it, but Hobart just honestly had too much of the gunny.
Oh, they certainly do. Now, what I'm really liking about the Pirates here, if you look at their outfits, they're kind of pirate-esque, no? You got that kind of striped look. A very Captain Jack Sparrow, if you will. But I don't think it's going to work out. They've really just given away their position. Going to be down by 2. Maybe going to get the trade there, but the odds aren't in their favor. They're getting run down. 1 member left alive here. Can they actually
Ooh,
make a
okay,
fight back?
okay. That was a little bit of flack back sent to them. Now still a pirate player up there. They have full shields, full heals. This is the best opportunity that Greensburg has seen thus far. Forced to come back, forced to heal, forced to shield. Now the edit battle might continue. Nice shot down bottom. Johnny takes a little bit off the top. Rez opportunity coming in right here. They have to identify this and stop it in its tracks.
Woo.
Huge shot. That is a thumbnail of damage left on the other side as Greensburg 12 finds a lot. Couple of hits, gonna be enough. But yeah, so Bricky and the Hobart's gonna be able to put down another round back to back to back to back.
So when you're down to that last person there, I saw the res coming on out. I'm not sure which team it was specifically. So I saw that there was hope there. The way that fight ended is because whoever pulled out their melee first was going to be the one to go down. They both were at a critical hit point, and they each just needed one shot. So when you get your melee out, it takes time to get the animation going, to be able to rack a slug, to get a shot off, and that's really what does you in.
Gotta agree. Nicely done. A big burst in series coming in from 11 here from the Greensburg side. If there was a time to push, I think that might have been it. But the issue that Greensburg was committing earlier, the mistake they were committing earlier, was just simply not building enough. This is unlimited, right? So build as much as you can. They just were not having enough cover. Sami.
Yeah, feel free to call me Sami. As it's probably much easier to say. Nonetheless, I love what I'm seeing here. We have a tree fort versus a metal metropolis kind of setup here. And it really just kind of shows the two halves, how they like to style their builds, really. The one goes for the kind of New York rooftops. The other wants to kind of weave in and out of these slopes, which actually makes it a lot harder to predict where you're going to position because of that.
Often they don't like the inside, little interior design action coming as wood now meets metal. This might be a fantastic... Oh, so this is a flank attempt maybe from Greensburg 1. I'm thinking if you can get down there and get a couple of walls up, why not try and push and then wrap this super hard to the left side, right?
Yeah.
It'd take a while, but...
I mean, I could see it. What I almost want to try to see here is, what if you could have all the players do a concentrated fire on probably their builds here, their targets. So you saw a bit of that chip damage just now. And if you actually take out the bottom, the structural support, I believe the rest of it will fall, no?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Obviously a little bit harder to do here with the two flights, but it's always need to be at the forefront of most any Fortnite player's mind when you are playing these build game modes. Johnny takes a fantastic angle here. They can pretty much see everything to the wall as well, so as these builds go up, they will come back down.
Oh.
Johnny finding value. Z-Boy going to be the one with the knock, and that player does not have a whole lot of shields, and the other one does not on the other side as well. So 12 and 11, they're going to edit through. Rez comes up. Here we go.
Yeah, this is just pure chaos right here. Instead, I think they actually trapped them, boxed them in. Going to be pulling the return from sender here. It seems they got a little too complacent here, and it's going to get blown up right back into their face.
Edit battle coming in. They have this one say, hey, I'm good with the window. Let's take the wall. Fantastic job, and that's going to be Greensburg taking one back. So no sweep in the first round of this one, Sami.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very close from the Brickies. They almost completely just knocked that out, and that would have been a big startup here for the entire series. But I believe the point setup so far is 4-1 in favor of Hobart. So Greensburg really going to have to try to step it up here in the second mode, which is going to be gunfight. Haven't been too great on those close quarters. I really want to see how they handle the long range.
Yeah, there were at a certain point, there was too much strategy that was trying to be involved from Greensburg and not enough just build, edit, shoot your gun, right? When they finally were able to construct something where it went their way strategy-wise, like that last little box in, which was fantastic. They got chunk damage and about all of shields, about half heals on two different players. Your skills are tested with pure aiming.
No, definitely. Now, I'm not sure if all the loadouts, but depending on how much of a range, definitely want to see probably a lot of sniper use up to long, even mid range. Because at that point, the shotguns really have a kind of short distance they can travel. The spread is enormous, probably the largest I've ever seen out of any game title. And I've seen quite a bit, I'm telling you.
I hear you. It'll just be single weapon, and it'll change round to round, of course. But how they utilize that, like, well, obviously the games are going to change categorically if they get some sort of, if they get the hand cannon, for example, this will be like the definition of like more medium range because you can really make that thing sing up close and personal as well. Shotguns, it'll be you might be able to see your opponent on the other side of the map. Doesn't really matter. You got to get up close and personal with that one. And snipers, I mean, we saw lots of no scope craziness last week. I'd be 100% for it here again, Sami.
No, most definitely. Now this looks like an awesome map. Loving the blue to the orange. It almost makes me think they're going to be kind of playing out of a tower from the looks of it. At least from what I'm starting to see here. Could be something completely different, as mentioned, first time here for the Fortnite scene. So really, this is going to be just pure surprises for me.
Yeah, it'll just be a big old box. There'll be an equal and symmetrical amount of tall but short width walls. All the way across
Okay.
the middle part of this. It's interesting. It's hard to describe this game. I don't really know why. It's kind of hard to describe gunfight, like the geography of it. And it's one of those things that like if I probably should have just showed you a picture in the pre-show, right? Like before we actually started all this. Because immediately just like, oh, okay, I get it. Just wait till it starts. Running on into Greensburg being the blue team, the Hobart Brickies being the orange team. Everybody's set up right now. This isn't quite it. We're almost there. We're almost there, Sami. I promise.
Oh, you got me on the edge of my seat here. I'm ready. I'm ready. No,
As are
this
all of our.
looks. Oh, I was just saying this looks really neat. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna give a shout out to Chad and everybody tuning on in here. A lot of these students, there's just an extra little bit on top when they have friends, when they have parents, they have siblings, friends, classmates, even opponents. Even players from other schools, right? Watching them compete, especially in the postseason, right here in the semifinals. We had everybody compete through the regular season to kind of determine seeding. We can talk a little bit about this. Yeah, we can talk a little bit about this bracket here as well. The
Sure.
Greensburg squad got here by. Oh no, that was a forfeit actually from CHS. Hobart putting down junior high. That was a forfeit as well. So this is the actual game mode. I think this, yeah. So just a bunch of different shaped walls and symmetrical, equal amount on either side, of course. But just playing these corners and just straight up gun skill is gonna rue the day.
Oh yes, it is. I love these long range shots. Oh, there's the first knockdown. Probably going to get that res back up, but I'd say you have to really be careful for your ally here on the side of Greensburg. One of them's hurting pretty bad. These
On
are
board
just such long angles.
on board with Cam to Man right now. At 9 health and no heals, they're single shot away. What they're staring at is single shot away as well, of course. Johnny gonna be able to position themselves in decent locale here. They want to get this even on both sides and not necessarily give any edge on either side. A nice drop as Greensburg puts down another one, forcing a little bit of damage as Cam to Man will be no more.
No more indeed. And I mean, you're down to your last two. One of them's already down, meaning you're really down to KXD in the back here, and they look very uncomfortable. Oh, you're gonna feel that one.
Nice headshot there in Greensburg, excuse me, the Greensburg Pirates is gonna be able to take this one down and thereby string Sami 2 rounds together, the last round of the previous game mode and the first round of this one.
Yep, I mean, you got 2 points on the board now, and you're looking pretty good here. Greensburg actually had a great flank against Hobart. And I think if they can get themselves set up to do that again, they're going to be in a really good position here. It was weird how they forced these very thin angles that they had to fight against for the side of Hobart. It really did not pay off well for them, and I think they're learning that now.
Hobart really just needs an angle on that left side like they need their next breath. Great shot as a Greensburg player takes everything against them. That was a headshot, obviously. This bolt action can't get it done. All shields, all heals in a single. There's a couple more drops on the back side, and we're looking at one player left.
Yeah, that player is looking a little bit panicked here, trying to run around. They're actually dodging very well. They get a trade there, which is phenomenal, believe it or not.
Ooh.
And knockdown cam. Here we see the turnaround. There's the third. Here we get the quad.
Caden on the other side.
Away.
Oh, there's the first shot. Got to continue to evade. They saw where the shot came from, so they know Caden is on at least one half of this. They had to have done this mental math here, Sami, to know that they took down 3 players here. One was a fantastic headshot. Yeah, and you cannot let these reses come up here either. 2 versus 1 when you're one shot.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
no.
So close.
I saw what happened there. The hesitation. You saw the double take there right around that corner, realizing if they followed through that shot, they would have knocked him down there. Guaranteed.
Saw kind of the head peeking, and then as they move to the left, obviously, reticle blooms out. Accuracy not there, decides not to take the shot, and that was a poor decision. Moving on along here, though. We got the hand cannon coming up.
Ooh, love this. I feel like it's almost a play on a certain TV show, but I can't put my finger on it at the moment. Unless this is actually getting very close quarters here. Look at how Greensburg is pushing up.
Yeah, Hobart willing to push one side here. This is kind of characteristic of a lot of what we've seen. And that's a fat shot that lands on the other side. Camden Man takes a headshot against them, and they are like one tap. Oh! Gotta continue that up. Obviously, only single shots, so you gotta find value with your shot and then back up to reload. Takes up a teammate to come back for the res. Should be able to get that one off. We'll be able to check back in with them in a minute.
Yeah, again, you're forcing these long, thin angles. You will get the one takedown there, denying the res. You're now down to one player. Nice. That one player is gone.
Hobart takes down another one. This was 1, 2, 3, 4 for them. 5, 6 for Greensburg. 7 and 8 go back the way of Hobart. My math is mathing here, Sami.
Yes, it is.
2 more rounds
and
than
keeping track with you.
Yeah, 2 more rounds, and they will have secured this, what is essentially a best of 15. We will play all 15 rounds, of course, in case you're unfamiliar. This is the first time you're joining us here on the IEN Fortnite broadcast. Picked a heck of a time to do so.
Yeah, so of all things, I like the movement that we're actually seeing out of cam here now. Looks like you're working with, what is it, bolt shotgun here of the likes? Still very long range.
Yeah, it has capabilities of both close range and a little bit longer. Obviously, the longer range capabilities will be nixed, really, but any sort of lack of scope. They're still trying to get this one done. 21 on Caden, 21 on Z-Boy. Reloads do come through, take a nasty shot. And is this a 2-on-2? Every time 21 has put their head out so far, they just get whacked.
Yep, 2-on-2 here.
3-on-2, excuse me.
Oh. Yes, you're right. But it could get really dicey here. Oh, they're rushing it. They're rushing the play. They lose Cam for the knockdown. Might be able to punish Z-Boy here.
Oh.
Nope. Gets traded back immediately.
Z-Boy with a fantastic headshot to end this one out. I'm not sure if 21 was dropping otherwise. Finds that crucial headshot, though. And that is how you push into the last round here of Gunfight. Now, this is exactly where Greensburg took down their first point. It was the last round after taking a little bit of time to figure it on out. Looked like they needed less time to figure this one out. They really, really need this point. And then to make it go on an absolute run across a Zone Wars format, Sami, if they're going to take down this best of 15.
Yeah, I mean, for Greensburg, you have to probably be a little more strategical about this push here. You start seeing them slowly making their way up. They're not actually exposing themselves until just now. So you do give away your position. Now you must hit your shots here. You have to get trades that work in your favor here. If you're going to take some shields down, at least get a headshot off it.
And that's also like a little bit of trigger discipline that comes into play. 22 finding a lot of damage. Man, they were just at 200 a minute ago between shields and healed, Sami. 57 left. That's a single headshot or two to the body. Finds value. Providing value before you actually go down is so huge right there.
That it is. Oh, but the collateral here needs to play it safe around this side. You lose one of your players already.
Oh!
And you're not paying attention to the flank there. Oh, Z-Boy has the angle. No one is paying attention to Z-Boy. What are they doing?
Yeah, Z-Boy out and like providing angles right here, but drops. Now we're going to see a 2-on-1.
Correct.
Johnny, last alive.
Oh, it's a point blank. They make the trade. We're now down to a 1v1 unless they get the res off. Johnny needs to either get the res or play it safe here.
Oh, nicely
and that's
done!
gonna do him in.
The Pirates hold on! We got a game on our hands, my friend. 7-3, yes.
We do.
7-3, yes. That's difficult to come back from. This will require an entire 5-round run from the Pirates to be able to take this one down and punch their ticket on into the grand finals. I want to give you guys a little bit of an update on the other side of the bracket as well. The CPMS Warriors are doing absolute battle with East Tip right now. It is 6-4, just a bare tiny, tiny lead going into the Zone Wars. They'll be going right on along with us here. So really, there's not a huge difference between these two outside of just the numerical fact that it's one more round for Hobart for them to be able to take the majority of these 15.
Yeah, I mean, Hobart's been really strong here. They've been very consistent. Really been keeping an eye on Johnny, on Z-Boy. Even Cam's had some plays, but I think they've been doing great as a forward distraction rather than going for those hero plays that we saw on the initial game mode. It's going to come down to this. I think they Greensburg Pirates were starting to get a feel towards the end of the box fight that might help them going into Zone Wars. But you mentioned it; they can't afford to drop around here.
Yeah, gonna have to be perfect. Gonna have to be perfect. Like this is a situation we've come into gunfight across the IEN season several different times. Teams have gotten it. I believe they've done 4 in a row and then lost like the last one. So it ended out 8-7, which is an electrifying match. I'm not saying like that, but it's just like like getting so close. But again, this is the postseason, and that's where stuff like this happens. It's literally happening on the other side of the bracket as of right now. One game up, right? So CPMS 6-4 as of right now. 2 games up. Math is hard. Jeez, looking at this one here next, Saminami, you made the point that this really seemed like the Greensburg squad figuring out the build-edit battles towards the end of the first game mode. I do think that will help them here within Zone Wars. I think there's going to be the Hobart Bricky is going to have to figure out things like just like a little bit more coming into this game.
Yeah, and I think what you also got to really pay attention to is that unless the players are really keeping track, the pressure's probably on Greensburg here. They're probably feeling like we can't mess up here. And these are, I believe, middle schoolers, right? Junior high. Not everyone takes pressure all that well. It is some people can't handle it, others just crack and start to make mistakes. And that's where your opponents who don't feel that tension can take full advantage of the opportunity.
It's a fantastic point. And that's also part of the reason why we provide these opportunities, right? Opportunities for young folks early, middle school, right? That's 6th to 8th grade, which I believe is like 12 to 14 or something like that. That's a fantastic time, not only to learn like competitive nature, but to also be in these situations and have experience in pressurized situations. Yes, pressure, cracks players all the time. Pressure also creates diamonds, Sami. Let's see who comes out shining on the other side of this Zone Wars match. Because, well, I mean, we've seen plenty of fireworks already. Just specifically, I mean, the run that the Hobart squad went across the beginning of this, I'm sure it's easy to watch the first 4 rounds go for one squad and think, oh, this is going to be a one-sided affair. So again, huge shout out to these Pirate squad. Keep on assailing, take what you can, and give nothing back. Right?
Give nothing back. Arg.
Arr, love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Now, I think we should hopefully be getting in here fairly soon, but oh, we're already looking to 2026 for the Zone Wars? Oh, happy
Yeah.
early new year. I'm
Oh, no, we're
actually
21 days
well,
away.
what are you
Right?
looking forward to in the new year?
My birthday's on the 1st, so obviously
Oh,
that's the first
happy
thing I
early
always
birthday.
look forward to. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it was really cool when I was younger. As an adult now, it's a little bit more difficult with everybody having their own individual New Year's Eve plans and stuff because nobody just threw my pin across the room. Nobody wants to go out both on New Year's Eve and go out and do stuff, stay up late and everything else like that, and then do it on New Year's Day. The woes of Jordan Fitzpatrick, aka FBI Tugboat, are going to cease here. Let's talk about some zone wars and what exactly these two teams can do to come out on top.
Awesome. I mean, if we haven't discussed it already, we're in the Zone Wars. Zone's going to be closing in. They're going to be able to have builds. They're going to be able to have edits, and they get to choose their loadout, which is a big difference here going into this final round. And a lot of people are actually very particular about what their loadouts would be. But I think we're going to get right into the game here. Yes, sir. Going right on into it.
When it comes to hardware, I'm thinking, I mean, yeah, like, is there a reason to deviate from the norm, which is going to be that a little bit more longer range weapon, a little bit closer range weapon, where that usually a shotgun, right? Usually the pump, shielding, a healing, and then either an explosive or movement ability. Movement ability here, that kind of depends, I guess, on how much either of these teams try to take center tower. Because as you come in, Sami, as you come in, viewers in chat, you'll be able to see that there's plenty of reconstructed buildings as well that they'll be able to get on top of, change, edit, build, delete, or delete or build on top of is what I meant to say. Got a quick coordinated dancing. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, love the coordinated dances when it all comes together. Now, it seems they're trying to get their strategy going, getting themselves up. Look, Johnny's giving a pep talk to everybody here, saying, all right, guys, we're going to do this. We got one round left to shut it out. Greensburg, probably actually just starting their builds early behind the bus, despite them still trying to figure out their loadouts.
Yeah, so they'll have the initial cover right here. It looks like Cam the Man at least is going to be opting for not one but two different explosives or shields. I have to imagine that he knows that there's shields here and available. I mean, you want to go hard and heavy, 3 weapons, no heals, no shields, all movement and explosives. I'm not against it like that.
Oh goodness! Look up there! They're already at the top. How'd they get up there so fast?
Yeah, so, this was the Hobart squad. I'm not sure if they were waiting for like a starting bell, but this match started about 30 seconds ago now, really.
Yep.
And you have a few seconds to kind of figure out your loadout, but then this game starts quickly, so it really is a situation where you gotta be ready quick.
I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting to see Rocket League in my Fortnite games today. That's a new one. Oh, the Ram right in there. They actually did get a knockdown there. They're just trying to pressure through, but they need to get out of the zone, stay alive. And I think this is where they're going to start putting on the pressure against Hobart here.
Johnny gets hit, I believe, by the back sliding movement of this Rocket League car, and that's going to be a quick finish here for the side of the Hobart. Oh my goodness, the Greensburg Pirates.
Greensburg.
And their names.
There
down.
you go.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, the only way I'm remembering it is literally because of their shirts. They're all dressed the same, and I think they look like
Stripes.
pirates. Yep, the stripes, the striped pirates.
Striped Pirates.
Now going into this next round here, I would say I think Hobart made a critical mistake of playing too passively here, which gave a big advantage to the Pirates to take really just full control of the map against them.
And this game has started as well. Like, again, you get about 5-10 seconds or so to kind of figure this one out. Now this is going to be Greensburg sending it way out to the wings. Car in hand. Yes, it will be No, not the Dominus. Which one is this? Rocket
Oh,
League.
I forget. I think it starts with a G, but all I see is it's the Rocket League car, and it is tearing through. It's actually going right into them. I'd be very scared, but they are confident. They're trying to just run down the opposition.
That's a solid bit of damage here early, and now just feasts upon Johnny once the walls come up and the trap is set. That will be the end of their dominance right there, as the rest of the members of the Greensburg Pirates going to be able to try and find chip damage in from a distance. I have to say, if this was 5-6, then sure, go for this. But this is an incredibly aggressive push in a situation where Greensburg doesn't really have like the human resources, right, to be able to push this one. They're down by a single. Oh no. Okay, has the movement ability on the other side, and they will be able. But that is one of your classic Fortnite mistakes, right? Only one base support for your tower.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier in the box fight, is that if you get rid of that foundation, everything comes tumbling down, and this is where things are actually starting to get a little bit more difficult here for both sides. You saw the one player there just sitting in the building. Not a great place to be when the zone's closing in and you're not keeping track of your position here. But I think we're going to be seeing an aggressive play here. Oh, the punish!
Man not checking corners and seeing exactly where these players are at. Johnny finding a little bit more flack against him as well. Caden gets involved and gets damage. We're looking at 12 right now with just a thumbnail of damage left. Shotgun, and okay, excuse me, so teammate is with them there as well, but they're going to have to build. Oh no, Johnny barely gets this one off, saves themselves, and now some heals and shields.
Yep, but how long is that going to last for? You're just a sitting duck and you're outnumbered here. This could get really dangerous. It's a matter of time before it all comes falling down. The zone's putting on the pressure as well. And yet Johnny still finds a way to fight through.
Johnny found a little bit there. Now an edit away from making that Scar sing a song that they like. Johnny, classic Fortnite move, just get on top of him. Here comes a little bit of heals. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get the full 10 seconds off there with the zone coming in. Of course, that'll heal whatever negative effect the zone does have. Here it comes, got it off, 150 total.
Yep, and the question is, does Johnny know where to look right now? Seems they're just trying to get a solid foundation going and try to have control of this high ground, which is a very smart play to go with, because not many people look up. Now,
no more heals. They don't have any more. Oh, no! They didn't pay attention to their mats total. Obviously, you start with full mats right here, but they use their last 3 wood up top, and that is a brutal way to take an L, honestly.
Yeah, very. I mean, they were... I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They were in the prime position, best setup there I think I've seen for an ambush to just shut it out for the series. Nope. You really got to be paying attention to those fine details. It really gets you, and happens in so many different game titles. Happens to everyone. It's just painful when it does.
I gotta agree. You gotta pay attention to your resources always, no matter the game. Like first-person shooter, Rocket League, even, right? I mean that boost can be a real backbreaker going into this one. So Candyman and the rest of the Hobart Brickies looking to finish this one in style, perhaps. We're still 7-5 as of right now after a 3-round run from the Greensburg Pirates. Do I smell an upset cooking? Or reverse sweep.
Yeah, the collision! And I think they actually took the worst of it there. Their vehicle's not looking too hot. I don't know if the cars explode, but if they do... It's going to cause you to go down. Oh!
Yeah, so that's going to be Greensburg losing that round, I do believe. We'll have that... Wait, no, excuse me.
Greensburg won. They
Greensburg
won
that. Yeah, I'm looking at the. Wow, so this is a reverse sweep cooking up. We set the stage before this started here, folks. Greensburg needed to go on a full 5-round run here within the Zone Wars, and they just got 1 round away from tying this series back up. This was 7-3? Yeah, 7-3 coming into this one. Now it is 6-7.
Oh,
geez.
You had to go there. You had to go there.
I just reading the score, folks. Just reading the score.
You know what? That's fair. That's very fair. Nonetheless, I mean, we're not seeing the Pirates here actually taking the space that you typically would. Instead, it's Cam. Cam's already running around for the car. Are they going to go for another car play here? This is what got them killed last time. I think this is not a good play to go with.
It's going to find even less value if the other squad isn't doing it, right? Like, I get the whole idea, the whole Toro, like you're playing chicken with cars type stuff, and whoever explodes first. I like that. I love it, right? But given how it didn't work previously, and now you're pretty much out of wiggle room, right? Like, you had plenty of rounds to kind of play around with and see what works, see what doesn't. Now you just need to get back to fundamental Fortnite.
Ooh, that's going to hit you really hard there. Great snipe there. Probably looking for the next lineup, just missing the shot. I mean, I'm really paying attention to this player here. They are just set up. No one's really addressing like the elephant in the room here for this high ground. And now the zone's going to put on the pressure. They are in trouble.
They are. That was a little bit of chip damage from distance, but everybody here for the side of Greensburg is going to be able to have longer range capabilities than Z-Boy is no more. 14th round will be the first time that the next time, that they play in this cam to man. No shields, no heals. I have to say, this aggressive loadout decisions is kind of coming back to bite the big guy.
But there's the problem, is that they have this aggressive kind of lineup, but they're not actually capitalizing on it. I love the idea. It's just that you're not pushing it to the best of its ability here.
Now you are builds as well, Johnny. Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, I can't see Johnny making that decision or making that mistake again, right?
Yeah. No. You're forced in this position now where you have to take it aggressively, but you're still in a very bad spot. And as you mentioned, Johnny has no build left.
Aiden down. And a man a little bit farther away. Johnny was trying to get the res, and Caden is like on actual run 1 right now. They try and start that res and might be able to get to it. On board 12 right now, here for this Greensburg side. And this is something else I'm noticing. Everybody on the Greensburg side has pretty much full ability of their builds to go forth and do whatever it is that they want to.
That they are. That was an amazing block. Actually going to use their teammate for bait there against Cam, who will get knocked down. Maybe they could try to go for the shutdown here. I got to give it over to Johnny. You're with it.
Johnny here. Last alive, they know it. Down low, shotgun blast, a little bit more, and Greensburg. These Pirates are absolutely raiding this Zone Wars format. 4 rounds in a row, my friend. 4 rounds in a row. One more to determine this one between the Greensburg Pirates and the Hobart Brickies. 7-7. It all comes down to this. Give you a short update on the other side of this bracket. The CPMS Warriors have taken that one down. It is 9-5 right now going into the last round. East Tip, hard fought. We'll see you in a 3rd and 4th place match.
Yes, sir, but we got to see who's going to advance to the finals here, because we're tied up 7-7, and it seems we're going to go for another bunker play here from the side of the Brickies. They've been doing this bunker play time and time again. I think they're just getting pinned down. Unless they get someone onto high ground control, like we're seeing Greensburg constantly do, I think they're going to just be in a world of trouble again.
I have to agree with you. Maybe a Greensburg player. Okay, so they're going to send the car down bottom with 2. The 4th player there really needs to get into position, and it's at this point that we always talk about the advantage that the vertical position will always give you, no matter what first-person shooter, or even technically third-person shooter like Fortnite, it is going to accrue. Like, you are always going to be an advantage being on above somebody else within these first-person shooters.
Yes, you are. And the zone is beginning its closure in. Almost has that headshot there. They think twice before going for another peek. That's a very smart play there.
Yeah, 11 here saw the sniper glint from the left side and
Ooh!
is now trying to no scope across the map. Everybody trying to make a clip here, apparently. Maybe 7-7 grand finals matchup, or semifinals matchup. Sudden death type situation is not the time to do that one. Harvested a little bit for Johnny. They're not going to make the same mistake they made earlier by running out of heals on the way down. That was in round number 12 or 13. No, it's round number 12, yeah. For that.
Correct. Oh, it's getting close quarters now. Who's going to come out? Is it Cam? Yeah, it is. Cam actually does get the knockdown there, but you have to have the follow-up. I think they did secure it.
Yeah, they are. So I think that, yeah, that's all 4 players. I think this is a 4-on-2 right now, man.
That's dicey. That's a really bad situation to be in. While the high ground should be the advantage here, they're playing so smart on these off angles, in this bunker, in the buildings where it's natural cover, that you have to look at every different angle, and that can really draw away from providing proper knockdowns and eliminations here. I mean, you got the knockdown there, but it's easily going to be rezzed off of this. They will be able to recover without any issue, and I believe the zone will begin its closure once more.
I'm not sure if this one is going to be inside. That's a great shot on Nicaden. Now, we talk about resources, right? They're doing a great job providing chip damage here, the Greensburg Pirates are. But now 12 is a little bit closer, and this is going to be a dicey situation. They were not able to stay up on their vertical position, their vertical perch from earlier, and now builds and edits, force 12 into the zone and away from the source of safety. Now it's a 4-on-1. We need to see it all from this Greensburg Pirate member as everybody collapsing upon them. Johnny finds a fat shot, and that'll be enough. Hobart finds 1 round, which is all they needed here within the 15th round. Zone Wars goes the way of the Greensburg Pirates mostly, but again, it's just that last round. This comes down to an 8-7 barn burner, Sami. Hats off here to the Hobart Brickies.
Indeed, that I'm not gonna lie. I believe Greensburg. I was really rooting for them to make the comeback there. They were doing phenomenal in that zone war. Excuse me, but I did talk down about the bunker for the Brickies, but they played it very, very smart, and that is pretty much fundamental gameplay if you're going to play it bunker style.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different. This is what I've talked about before. This is not like categorically different from your squad-based shooters, right? From your Marvel Rivals, from your Overwatch. There's basically 3 different schools of thought. There's kind of divey, like, right? Your entire team goes from one place to the next on top of this other squad and uses pressure and the element of surprise to try and take their advantage, right? There's like kind of like the poke damage, like kind of chip-in damage. That's what I was talking about earlier. That was mostly utilized here from the Pirates squad. There was, longer range, find chip damage, just find damage any way you can, while not taking damage yourself. And once that advantage has really been stated, like once you've got enough in, they don't have shields, they don't have heals, and that zone's closing in on the other side, then you come in and you clean up and you take it. And then there's kind of like that death ball kind of comp, right, where you all work together and you build up as much as you can, and you don't want to go and poke that bear because you know that unless death ball comps benefit because they know that if they don't go up against other death ball kind of comps where there's a full 4 fighting against them, then they'll always be at an advantage, especially within the building game mode.
Exactly. It's just pure momentum and constantly keeping it going. But I believe that's going to be it for us here tonight, no?
It is. I want to go ahead and give a shout out first to once again to our producers behind the scenes, the producer and observer behind the scene. That is Connie, that is Taylor. We very much appreciate y'all behind the scenes, doing the ones and zeros, bringing this broadcast to all of you. Sami and I are just 2 guys screaming about esports in our rooms otherwise. I also want to give a shout out to Landfest. Yes, this broadcast is part of Landfest's Scholastic Esports program, which is a program that supports this league and many, many others in other great states as well. Now, since launching, Landfest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. And this copy is from the beginning of the semester, so that's way more than 300 broadcasts now. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to leagues, schools, and the teams and players that we cover. Now, your generous donations do make this possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating cost for 1 regular season broadcasts. And now, if you appreciate our work, scan that QR code on your screen today and donate if you so choose. You can also check that out, landfest.com/scholastic. I also want to talk about and give a shout out here to LOS Portal. Yes, that is League OS Portal. Do you want to play esports in college? Well, now you can search hundreds of collegiate esports programs over there at portal.league.gg. Scholarships exist for players, for shoutcasters, hey, and more. So list all of your talents on your various prospect profiles. Now, verified collegiate coaches are searching through the LOS portal right now to try and find folks that they like, honestly. IEN students, you can sign in to manage your prospect profile where your stats are updated automatically game over game. In other words, every member from the Greensburg squad, every member from the Hobart squad, all of the stats that just happened in the Fortnite mode, the 3 formats you just saw, will be updated over here on the LOS portal. And of course, the LOS portal is free. Don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future. Saminami, it is fair to say that these kind of opportunities did not exist when I was going through middle school, high school, and even into college. So take advantage of them, folks. It's fantastic that these things even exist.
Yes, I mean, I'm certainly going to be looking for my new players if they come up to the collegiate side. So I'll be hunting.
Absolutely, absolutely, and again, I can't emphasize the scholarships part of that enough, right? It is not just traditional sports that students can engage in and then go to college for free or reduced or whatever else.
You can get a full ride even.
Yeah, exactly. There's loads of full ride scholarships, obviously for traditional sports for the past 150 years, and now past 5-10 years or so for esports as well. How cool is that? I'm FBI Tugboat. This has been the first time casting with Saminami, and I had an absolute blast. If you like what you heard, bang! Our ads are right down there, over there on your various social medias. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side.